Hi Virgo, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your August 1st through 7th general reading. You're going to see I have a chart here. I never do this, but I like to take a little look-see at the week before I do the weeklies just for the astrology. And yeah, there's so much going on. I figured let me talk about the full moon in Aquarius, and I might as well talk about the squares and stuff that are going on this month. So if you're not at all interested in the astrology, it's totally cool. Just fast forward until I start pulling the cards, okay? But for the rest of you, this is what's happening. So we have there's a lot going on this month. This is snapshot just for August 3rd. But I do want to tell you that we do have this full moon occurring in Aquarius. So this full moon is going to occur when the sun in Leo forms an opposition to the moon in Aquarius. So we have this opposition going on here. And the full moon, this is a time of culmination and of, the promise of the fulfillment that was set for the new moon. So it's an emotional time for sure, a time of romance, fertilization, relationships, right? Because it's Leo. Leo's that fifth house having to do with romance and relationships. The Leo sun is very proud and it is intensely individual, okay? It is. So is Aquarius, but Aquarius values team and community and group and spirit and all of that. So we have this idea of individuality with other and individuality with self and focusing on, our own creativity. So this conflict is going to be illuminated in this full moon. And when this full moon occurs, we can suddenly just come out of nowhere with these proclamations and these announcements that seem fresh and new, but it's only because we haven't fully rationalized something yet. We haven't fully thought something through all the way to the end. Okay? We're going to be feeling a lot of movement towards humanitarian values. I don't want to make this on about a macro level kind of thing, societal level. You guys could figure out what that means as well. But yeah, a lot of us are just going to be feeling this this pull towards what's right and wrong of what's going on in society right now, and having feelings about it, feeling certain ways about it, all right? But regardless, this full moon is going to be illuminating feelings and attitudes and circumstances that all are already in existence in your life right now. But you might not have the full picture of all of it yet. So this is definitely a time of awakening to the need of others, to really what's going on in a very global way within your own life, and being very honest about this. As the thing is, this moon energy is squaring Uranus here. So this suggests that we need to watch out for prematurity and abrupt changes or any kind of rebellion, right? Because it's Uranus is very rebellious. And this rebellion and this, push is happening in Taurus. Taurus is the landlord of our house of resources, our second house. But it's also other things that we value, anything that we value, money, resources, the food we put in our mouth, family, our life, things in our surroundings, anything that we value. So there really is this very strong sort of tension between all of these things going on, but it's all for a good reason. Now, the phase of the moon occurs at 11 degrees and 46 minutes of Aquarius, okay? 11 degrees here. It's also happening 11 degrees of Leo. This is very rare that it happens like that, okay? So look and see, if you know your own chart, where you have 11 degrees of Aquarius and 11 degrees of Leo, because those are the houses that you're personally going to be feeling it the most in, right? This is just sort of for the collective. And our personal energies are always a bit different, right, than the collective. So we just have to understand that going in. That's the degrees that it's happening at. But this is going to be affecting it's going to be affecting everyone, but mostly people with personal planets and points at approximately 8 to 16 degrees of the fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So even though you guys are Virgo, whatever you're here watching for, your sun, moon, rising, or Venus, depending on your other placements, right? So that may resonate, which is why I like to give that information as well. Now on the 4th, we have Mercury going into Leo. I like this energy because everyone's going to be feeling more confident, very focused on their goals, communicating about their goals. The grander the better. The little details aren't going to matter so much. The only little caveat with this energy is we want to make sure that the volume on our ears are turned up. It's turned up, because we tend to be better speakers than listeners in this kind of energy. So just a little something to watch out for. So we may be like that, and other people may be like that with us. So if you're having that experience with someone, just understand that that's why. And then on the 7th, relevant to this first week, we do have Venus and the North Node, okay, both currently in Gemini. That's going to be shifting into the Cancer energy here. So I like that because it's been in conjunct with the Neptune, and Neptune is all about lack of clarity. That's why everybody's kind of like, I don't really know how I feel about this exactly. I know I love them, but I don't really know where this is going, or I'm not sure if I actually love them, or I don't know if I want to do this job anymore. I'm just not sure. And it's really, it's kind of big. It's a pretty significant. It's a pretty significant shift. We like it going into Cancer because this incites this more nurturing, protective, self-protective, really very cautious, very fertile. So be careful here if you don't want to get pregnant. But we do experience many emotional ups and downs in love under this influence due to increased sensitivity, right? For sure. Like, we're very tender, very romantic, very attached. Cancer's love is very dedicated and warm and devoted, right? So, the Cancers show love through devotion and care and concern. Now, if you guys are in a relationship where everything is good, right? You're going to feel so cuddly during this energy. You really, really are. You're going to be feeling very cuddly with significant others. So I really like it from that point. If you're in a place where things are a little weird, you're going to feel super sensitive right now. Keeping it real, right? You just are. So that's what's going to be going on with the energies specifically for the 1st through the 7th. But now I just want to talk a little bit more specifically about what's going to be happening, like, for you guys, for Virgo, in the month of August. So we have this Mars, Pluto, Sagittarius, Jupiter square. And you're like, what? All right, so Mars is going to be in your 8th house. So maybe not the easiest placement, right? But I like that Mars is in there. Mars is in there fighting for us. It's the best way I can put it. Mars is this warrior energy who really pushes us onto a new path for a new beginning, a new way of looking at something. And that 8th house has to do with how we show up when we blend with other in a relationship, our partner's resources. It has to do with the stock market, passive income. It has to do with how we show up when we have business partnerships, right? Because it's literally how we show up when we blend with, where it transitions from I to we. What are you bringing as far as money, connection, communication, intimacy? If it has to do with an intimate relationship, is in the 8th house. What are you bringing? What are they bringing? And how are you processing that union? Do you allow your fears to overwhelm you? Do you find yourself, always attracting the wrong types of people to yourself, the wrong types of intimate partners, the wrong type of business partners? And again, anything like that, issues with investments, anything like that, right? So we have Mars in there to help us out. Now, Pluto, Sagittarius, and Jupiter are in our 5th house. So the 5th house is a landlord is Leo, ruled by the sun. We call it the house of fun. What is it really? It's love affairs. It's sex. It's what we do with our partner Monday through Sunday. It's our children. It's our business ideas, our entrepreneurial endeavors. It's what we love to do. So it is actually one of the areas that we will take a financial risk in as well. So we have this idea of 5th house, 8th house tensions. Let's think about Pluto's about transformation. Saturn is about, it rules the past, it's karma, it's structure, it's no, you have to do things this way. And Jupiter in there just expands it all. So there's this expansion of this transformation where you can't ignore it. Like, these energies can't be ignored. Between the full moon in Aquarius, and we have these energies hitting around the 3rd week, there is no way. I'm telling you, the changes are huge that are going to be happening now, but it's all really, really good that's going to be happening on the other side. The only thing I want to say, I mean, I want to say a lot of things about this, but those of you who are involved in taking financial risks, if you're involved in the stock market, I just a little caveat: be a little careful, because the 5th and the 8th house, really, they are money houses. So just be careful. For I want to say, to the beginning of the fall. I'm not saying not to invest. I'm just saying make sure that you play it a little safer than you normally would during these energies. But besides that, what's going to be happening here? There needs to be a release. There needs to be an updating to your thinking and your processing in how you deal with your 5th house energies, in how you deal with your children, in something that's happening with your children, in your understanding to something that what your children want to do, or your viewpoint on having children, okay? Your viewpoint on starting your own business, focusing your energies on this. So you may be focused on starting a family, you may be focused on starting a business, you may be focused on starting this new relationship, right? But it's at odds with this 8th house where you're like, I want the relationship, but I'm really not too open to blending all my resources. I'm not really feeling comfortable with blending, right? Because that 8th house because Mars in the 8th wants to poke holes, right? To allow other energy in, because this is Virgo, where you need to look at, where are you protecting yourself too much? Where are you sitting, on your box saying, no, I don't want to open myself up to that person because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to take that risk with that business partner because I don't want to lose my stuff. It's like that space, that 5th house ruled by Leo is about, there's ego in there, and it's very much a me space, right? But the 8th house is saying, no, but now you need to open yourself up to become a we. And there's this tension between the me and the we. And Mars is like, no, Virgo, like, I'm poking holes in you because you literally need to let people in your life more. You need to let people be closer to you. You need to allow those risks to happen. Take those chances. Stop trying to play it so safe. Don't overthink everything. That's what's happening here, right? Okay, so just understand that, okay? Now, we also have going on here, we have the galactic center activated in the South Node, which is all about past life, karma, past karma that needs to be burnt off. And this is happening in your 4th house of home. Cancer is the landlord there. The ruler is the moon. So this is about your physical home. This is about your idea of home, your investments, your house investments, anybody within your family. So this could have to do with parent, particularly mother, because it's Luna, right? Particularly mother. Healing family issues. Accepting that you might need to move for work. Accepting that you might need to move to improve the quality of life. Something is happening around your home and family. Something is happening here, but there's a releasing of old ties to a place, to a home, right? Something connected here. It's going to be different for all of you. But for most of us here, something is going to be returning for solving. So, and this could happen, though, even through nostalgia. It doesn't have to happen in the 3D. It can. You can reconnect with somebody from your family to resolve some old issue that's been going on. Reconnect with a parent. Deal with some sort of issue that's sort of been brewing around about some sort of real estate or property situation. Again, it's going to resonate with each of you differently, but something's going to be returning, if not in the 3D, at least in your mind, in almost a nostalgic way, so that it can be released and healed, right? And there's often a crisis here indicated with it, but once it's dealt with, the other side is so much better, so you understand why it all happened. So there is like a method to the madness of spirit and the energies when it comes to this, for real. And then we have the new moon with Leo and Mercury in your 12th house. So this is kind of a big deal. I mean, first of all, I want to let you know that galactic center activating the South Node, that only happens every 19 years. So this is a very karmic thing. Okay, so we have the new moon in your 12th house. So there's Leo and Mercury in there. New use of your energy. I mean, we are just like, there's this new wave of energy coming in for you. Some of you may feel very called to do some deep research and study about the unconscious, about spirituality. But whatever's coming in, it's like there's going to be this clean slate having to do with how you view your dreams, what it is that you really want to do. Your spirituality. You're cleaning and releasing what's outdated. Your mind's going to have clarity moving forward, which is really, really great. So again, huge changes, but all really good. And then finally, and this is all really good stuff. And then finally, great, this is only a few weeks, but it's Venus in your 11th house. So I really like this. So 11th house could be your friends, your community, groups, associations that you choose to be part of. It could be social media as well, groups that you're involved with through social media, any sort of group activity. But the 11th house is also your goals and your wishes. So Venus is going to be in there lighting up your goals and wishes. So what I like about this energy, though, is that it can indicate that you're going to become more solidified on where it is that you're going. You're going to become solidified in what you need to release. So there really is this super karmic cleansing. I've been talking about it for a while, generally speaking, but here it is. It is starting. But just so you know, those squares, that energy, that's going until October into November. Okay, so this is not like short little bitty transits here. So these are some things that we're going to be dealing with. So let's pull some Lenormand. Get into pulling our energies for our friends. Okay, so we have the well. Stairs. Okay, let me move these out of the way in case I need to pull extra. I've been needing to pull extra. Usually I'm like, oh, I'll pull 3, but I usually feel, yeah, okay. No. Get the cross. In Lenormand, that's a challenging card, so we're going to pull more. Okay, we have park, public, even though there's nobody in there, it's park. All right, good, and then we have star. All right, that makes sense to me. Okay, let me just put this chart over here. Okay, so it's out of my way. All right, let's throw these dice, see what we get. First house of self, Taurus, and Uranus. Yeah, and we have Taurus and Uranus. Yeah, you're going to be doing a lot of, you're just going to be doing a lot of changing. You know what, it's weird. It's not even changing the beginning. You're going to be, with this Uranus energy, it says this perfectly, right? With the first house energy, you're going to be breaking through the boundaries of some sort of self-imposed limitation and building something brand new from the ground up. You just really are. And I feel like it's going to end up bringing you really good, firm foundation, because Taurus is such a solid earth energy, and it's money. So your money's going to be good. But so is love, because Venus rules love. So depending on what you're here for. So the well energy indicates that you need to look at something really closely. Like, so open and honest with yourself, Virgo, not through that Virgo, and no shade on you guys. You guys know I'm a Virgo rising, right? I'm right here with you. We're so analytical sometimes, but this is like, what do you really want? You have to really look at the bottom of the well and understand that it's going to take some work to do that, but you have to be really honest. In other words, don't try to rationalize something. Don't try to, dress it up in anything other than it is. It's being really raw and honest and getting to the bottom of the well. What is it that you really, really want? Because it is time for you to make a choice. You have to make a choice. Now, it's not that one choice is better than the other choice. It's your life, right? But it's about if it's based in honesty. And I do feel that a lot of you, listen, the cross is about pain. Now, it is, in Lenormand, it's associated with the Christ bearing the cross for our sins, right? You don't have to be a Christian to understand that. That is the story, right, of Christ. So it's about bearing the burdens, right? And it's about the need for redemption. And often when we get these kind of energies, it's like we could feel this heaviness in our soul that we've been having to bear the burdens for somebody else in our life. That relationship, that parental situation, that family situation, something going on with our career. It's like we feel this heaviness on our soul where we've had to carry the cross for everybody. And it's like we're at this point where we need to make a decision is this the right thing for us? You know, or have we been really thinking about our own welfare enough? And I'm not talking about in a selfish or malicious way, but it's this need to make a decision. Okay, and then we have the park. Now the park does indicate public. Okay, so this indicates getting out there, getting your name out there, socializing, getting involved with your friends, which is very interesting, guys, because we do have Venus in the 11th, which is all about, you know, society and goals. This could indicate social media, any sort of social media platform, connecting with people. But it's connecting with people for your goals. This is you focusing on your goals. This is you focusing on your future. So, you know how in Lenormand goes, we acknowledge each one individually, and then we have to read it as one communicative message here. So I get that you need to look very deep inside of yourself because you're feeling something inside, deep inside, that might be super deep, that you might not want to look at, you might not want to deal with, but it's requiring a decision right now. And you're going to be in a space where you're realizing that you have been carrying a lot of stuff in your soul that doesn't belong there. You've been carrying the burden of your past. You've been carrying the burden of a bad relationship. You've been carrying the burden from some very negative self-talk. You've been carrying some burden that needs releasing. And the second you decide to allow redemption to happen to yourself and focus on your goals to move forward, this is what you're getting. This is the star in Lenormand is preordained. It's there for you. It's just waiting for you. It's waiting. It's almost like you are in I want to say like a maze, but not really a maze. Like one of those cornfields. Oh my gosh, there's a Lenormand card like it. I can't even think of it. Oh my goodness, I can't think of the word. You guys know what I mean, right? When you go in, what's the Lenormand card that I could show you? This is going to bother me now. Could you tell me Virgo? Virgo rising? I'm like, what the hell is the name of it? I can't continue with the reading until I know what I'm talking about. Hopefully I'll remember it as soon as I see it. Okay, of course, it's probably like the last flipping card. That's so funny. Where is it? All right. Oh, here we go. What is that called again? I can't remember it. Isn't that so funny? Anyway, yeah, so it's like you're in that. I'm surprised we didn't get this. But anyway, yeah, you're in this, but what's waiting for you is right on the other side. You just have to go through the process, and that's what's necessary for you here. Anyway, that was silly. I'm gonna blurt it out halfway through the reading. I'm gonna remember what it's called. That's so funny. All right, let's pull some Crystal Vision Tarot and see what we get. The Emperor, beautiful, with the Hierophant. Oh, two major arcanas. What do we have here? The Empress, another major arcana. The Lovers, another major arcana. Hello. Coming in from the Six of Cups. Okay. Turn to something from the Unknown card. I haven't gotten that yet in any of the readings this time around. Awesome. So we're going to have to pull some cards there, because that's the near future. It's unknown. Awesome. Okay. Oh, that's right. And then we got the Seven of Wands as the outcome. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. All right. Listen. Spirit, please, more direction for Virgo. I'm just going to pull some extra cards right now. I understand that everything's based on destiny. Karma, everybody's story is different, but please just give me one or two more cards. Okay, Three of Cups, Seven of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Cups. One more card, please. King of Swords. All right. All right. You know what, Virgo? Right now, this month, it's all about you. It's all about us. We have to really rely on ourselves. This is no joke. We have the Six of Cups coming into this energy. So this could have been you guys maybe had reconciled with an old relationship, visited your past, visited your original home maybe, ran into old friends, started up at a job that you used to do, you revisited it. There is this revisiting to the past, because this is her as a child. So there's this revisiting of the past, right? It's a Sun and Scorpio energy. So it's this idea of revisiting something, but creating it in a new way. Now, the current energy, the current situation right now is the Emperor, which is fabulous. So if this has to do with career, this is you being the leader in, in whatever it is that you're doing, taking charge, feeling really assertive, very confident, feeling really good about a job opportunity, this business opportunity, being very open, really, really, really nice. For some of you, this can indicate you are meeting someone who is very reliable, somebody you can depend on, who is very organized in their thinking, who likes to take charge of things, who understands what commitment is, and really wants to apply themselves to a beautiful relationship. The Hierophant energy is the marriage card. So for those of you who are perhaps Six of Cups, you revisited something with somebody in the past, right? And then we have the Emperor crossed by the Hierophant. This can indicate that this person is true blue, super solid, and you guys are going towards a space of getting married. All right, that's straight up what that means for many of you, if that speaks to you. For some of you, you may have met somebody in the past who, even though you never knew them before, you feel like, oh man, they are my people. They're made from the same cloth. That's usually a past life karmic connection. This looks like it will end up getting even more serious and more committed. Those of you who are here with career on your heart, I really like this because this is you having a very firm idea in what it is that you want for yourself as far as your goals and your wishes moving forward. Your moral compass is set in the right direction. You have your belief system in place. You know what you need. You might not know fully how to get there just yet, but you are full of enthusiasm, right? Because we have the Emperor as a fire energy. You're full of enthusiasm. You're full of willingness. You're full of self-confidence. You might not know what's on the other side. And that's very in line with this energy right now, because the Emperor, well, the Emperor is fabulous at pushing ideas forward and at starting things and these fresh paths and these new perspectives. They don't always pay attention to the finer details straight away, and that is the energy that we're in right now, and that's perfectly fine. That's okay. All right, now we have the Empress energy. So some of you, Virgo, I mean, it's not me. My shop is closed. My babies are grown, right? But some of you in that space, if you're in that space of life, some of you may be getting married and having a child, right? I mean, the Empress is the mother of the tarot, being very direct with it. But this is a Venus energy, right? So this is a growing of money. This is a growing of love. This is a growing of feeling really good. This is planting seeds and growing it into something. So beautiful energy for those of you who, for career, if you're starting your own business, fabulous. This is a great energy because she's perpetually pregnant. Right? The Empress. She's perpetually pregnant. She gives birth and then she gets pregnant again right away. So it's always about this leveling up, this growing, this progression, this moving forward. So it's a really very, very benefic energy when it comes to career. Even if you're not starting a new business, if you're starting in a new, just a new position in work, fabulous. In a relationship, this indicates you guys growing together, you guys communicating, you guys deepening things. And we have the foundation. If that's not good enough, then we have the Lover's energy in the foundation. Guys, really? This is beautiful. Now, this is the thing with the Lovers, though. it's so like romantic. Oh, you know, look at the wings. But the thing that keeping it real, you have to make a decision about a relationship here. You need to make a decision. You need to make the decision. Are you guys going to work at it, or aren't you? Is everyone on the same page? Because, you know, you could be in this beautiful, like, this is what I'm ready for. I'm ready for growth and expansion and a new path and moving forward and doing all of that, being true to myself in a relationship. But are they in it with you? And that's the big question that needs to be asked and answered here. And if the answer is yes, what that means is you are equally acknowledging where the fissures are in your relationship, in the foundation, and you're going to mutually work on them together. Not just by saying it, but by actually putting in the work and doing it. You know, it's the need to put the work in. And Archangel Raphael blesses this energy. So does the luminary of the sun. And the sun is all about giving the warmth and the nutrients to whatever you need in order to grow something. So if you make the decision, if they make the decision with you, but I feel like you're dealing with, especially because we got the cross energy and we have Mars in the 8th, Virgo, I feel like you're dealing with, for those of you in relationship, I'm even going to apply this to business partnerships. I feel like you're dealing with somebody who's going through something. They're going through something, and I hate to say, like, you're getting the lousy end of the stick. I don't mean to say it like that, but I feel like that something your partner's going through is impacting your relationship, and you're in the space of needing to decide how you want to handle it. Now, you and only you right now, you're the Fool. We love that, right? Because the Fool is Uranus. This is completely focused on the future, a fresh path, a new perspective, really throwing caution to the wind and going on into uncharted territory. Uncharted territory. And then we have the Magician, which is all about making something happen. This is a Mercury energy. Mercury is all about communication. So this tells me this is an external energy to you. So this tells me that somebody that you're dealing with externally, we're talking about Mercury here. Mercury rules the 3rd and the 6th house. The 3rd house is all about communication. It also has to do with learning, okay? And the 6th house has to do with our health, and it has to do with how we do our day-to-day. So I feel like there's going to be somebody external to you. So this could be a partner, this could be a business partner, this could be somebody that you're dealing with, is going to be learning a new way of communicating, is going to be learning a new approach to your relationship, is going to be learning something new so that it's going to positively impact the day-to-day of your relationship. It's going to improve your day-to-day work environment. It's going to improve the health of your relationship. This is you taking a chance, moving into the future. But then we have the High Priestess energy. Yeah, this makes sense to me. Because this is where it's like, all right, you know, I need to make this decision. Because you want redemption. You want redemption for yourself. You want redemption for your partner. There needs to be healing here. And the High Priestess is a moon energy. So you're feeling very deeply and you're not talking to anybody about it. So you have something on your mind that you want for yourself that you're not talking about. And the recommendation here is don't talk about it. But it's like you're afraid of this, though. It's not like you're afraid of it. You are afraid of it, according to the cards, because this is in your fear position. So you're afraid of what you're feeling inside. It's like there's this little voice inside of you that's saying, Virgo, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's going to be different for each of you. And you're just going to be like, I don't know. Something is not going to be sitting right with you, Virgo. I have to tell you. Something's not going to be sitting right with you. Because then we have the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Wands is feeling like you need to defend yourself. It's Mars in Leo. So it's that warrior planet in Leo, which is Leo is very creative. Leo, right? So you want to draw a line in the sand about what you need to be creative, what you need to feel good, what you need. And you may be dealing, though, with an imbalanced ego. But you're ready to fight for what it is that you need. And you feel like you're in the space where you do need to do that. Which you shouldn't feel like that, right? And you don't really appreciate that. And in the near future, we got the unknown card. So it's literally whatever is on your heart right now is unknown at this time. And I love this deck, and I won't remove any cards from any deck, but it's like, this makes me have to pull because it doesn't serve me much. So we pulled these three. So we have the Three of Cups, we have the Seven of Cups, and we have the King of Swords. So the Three of Cups is a Mercury and Cancer energy. So Mercury, again, is everything I just described, right, in Cancer. So it's this idea that, first of all, it's a celebratory vibe. So you could be doing some sort of celebrating with your friends, your significant other, or just enjoying a newfound sense of security that you're experiencing right now. And it's because you're learning something new about how to work your everyday differently in a way that really resonates with you. And we have the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is a lot of choices being given to you right now, but they may seem fabulous at the at the outset, but they're not. So make sure you look very closely. You don't want to have rose-colored glasses on. Pay attention to red flags, but because you know what's in Five of the Cups, you don't know what's in Two. That's the deal with this energy, right? But it is Venus in Scorpio, so this does tell me that there is transformation going on that's ultimately going to be for your highest good. It's going to be really good. Don't be overwhelmed by choices. Don't allow your mind to go in 50,000 places. Really try to get in touch with yourself. Do some deep breathing, meditating if you know how, and get in touch with what it is that you really want moving forward. And then we have the King of Swords, and you know what? This is really about, you got to really count on yourself. Meaning you have the answer to what is going on here. You already know. So that's why the unknown card came out, because you already know the answer. You know exactly what you need to do. You know exactly what you need to do, but there's something uncomfortable about it because there's going to need to be a release. Now, it might be a release of something that you've known to be true, right? Or it might need to be a release having to do with a relationship, having to do with some sort of, business idea that you had. There's going to need to be a release, but it's like you're feeling poked and prodded at it. You know what the choice is. I know you guys are going to come after me in the comments because I'm not being more specific, but guys, this is what the reading is. It just is. I mean, I never, ever read for myself. I was trained by a shaman 30 years ago. It's self-indulgent to read your tarot cards for yourself. People do all the time. I don't judge. I'm just saying for me, I don't do it because it was how I was initially trained and it's just ingrained in me. So when I read things that are like my placements, I'm like, oh, I'll get it through here or whatever. I stay very, very open. It took me a long time to be able to do that. I would like a couple of answers that I'm not getting here, but maybe I do know the answer and maybe I will come to it. You guys let me know your experience with this energy. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.